The waters were ever restless as my boat drifted through, fluttering on the surface like a feather caught in a breeze. I had only seen seagulls flying in the air and occasional fishes jumping out of the water throughout my journey. I knew that there was an entire existence beneath the water, an aquatic shade of life. But my heart wanted more. How I got there is immaterial and of no consequence. The shore was nowhere in sight. It was water everywhere. The music of waves hummed perpetually, occasionally punctuated by the mewing of seagulls. The sun had blessed this world, casting its glow as if providing limelight for this aquatic patch of the earth. In my sight, I saw the water change color as the sun moved across the heavens. I experienced and relished all this on my boat, which I ceased to steer as my destination came close. And there it was, the rocky archway leaping out of the water. The structure was nature's miracle. I marveled at how the isolated cliffs had formed in the middle of the sea. They stood tall and majestic, looking over the waters as waves crashed and shattered against their base. This shattering and crashing produced pleasant notes in the water's melody. My boat got closer to the isolated cliff. There were others in the vicinity, but none had the arched path etched through them. I waited for my boat to get closer. Then I intended to steer it through the arched passage. Why was I here? My kind lived on the land, where things were normal and ordinary. But that was precisely why I was here, to transcend the ordinary. I wanted to escape the confines of the mundane. How I came to learn about the magical portal is of no consequence. The only thing that matters is that I knew that the arched passage was in fact a gateway to a magical reality. I knew not what lay beyond, what wonders and exciting possibilities waited for me at the other end. But I was soon to find out. The breezes crisscrossed my boat, so my hair flapped in different directions every few seconds. My loose garments flapped, their lovely sounds softening my heart. Closing my eyes, I took a deep breath as the isolated sea cliff drew nearer. This was it. Things were about to get magical. My heart brimming with excitement and anticipation, I moved forward and grabbed the wheel. It was focused work, which I successfully executed to stay true to the path. My heart beat faster as the passage got closer. Water waves transformed into frothy sprays as they collapsed against the brown rocks of the cliff. The air was filled with a pleasant moisture that now coated my skin. This was it, The ark drew nearer. Taking another long, deep breath, I looked up at the top edge of the cliff. The sun peeked from behind the rock, and my face received only a portion of its rays. This portion got smaller as my boat moved further. Just as the sun disappeared behind the rock, I closed my eyes and held my breath. There was an enchantment in the air, a spell suffused into the atmosphere. I could feel it in my skin, my bones, in my beating heart, and then, suddenly, the magic burst forth. Opening my eyes, I saw that the boat was a few moments away from passing through the ark, and the ordinary had melted away. Curtains of light filled the archway. The world around of never-ending sea had been blurred out. The water below was a crystal mirror on which the archway was projected. Looking around, I had the most surreal moment, standing on my boat, which rocked in a sea of colors. Looking up, I began to see glimpses of the magical world on the other side. My heart could not be made to settle into one place. My breath came fast and quick. Waves of the lightest bliss washed over me. The sensation of weightlessness engulfed my entire being. This was it. I stepped into a forest, standing on water. Looking behind, I could not see the rocky archway. It was only the magical forest. Trees, tall as skyscrapers, disappearing into the clouds, rose out of the water. And what water! It was colored pink and purple, in places blue and green. The water was painted with light. I saw that the water was densely populated with luminescent fishes of bright colors. There was the most vibrant city beneath the forest ground, and above it an even more vibrant city of lush green and the most fascinating creatures. There were patches of ground dotted over the painted water. These little islands were matted with grass and the loveliest flowers. The petals of these flowers glowed too. The stuff they were made of was no ordinary matter. It was like the light had become solid. My heart ached to touch these petals and to see what scent they exuded. And my boat had transformed too. The wood and metal had metamorphosed into leaves from cherry blossom trees. It was like my weight had vanished as I walked on the leaves. The cherry blossom boat glided through the painted waters, and the sky was glorious too. Against the dark tapestry of night, stars sparkled with colors of the rainbow. So it was like fireworks had frozen in the heavens. In this world of colors, there were endless possibilities to explore. It was like the vivid dream of a child turned into reality, with a heart hungry for new experiences. I jumped off the cherry blossom boat and into the water. Gravity was gone. Jumping felt like flying through the air. I swam mid-air before falling lightly into the water of colors. The splash was soft and delicate. The water's temperature was so pleasant that I felt the most joyful sensation on my skin. It was like being caressed, with the softest hands, all the aches, stiffness, and tiredness of my body dissolving into that unusual water. A school of glowing fishes soon surrounded me, circling around me playfully. It was an experience I could never have imagined. I did not want that most joyful moment to ever end. As I laughed with a childlike abandon, I knew that I had to explore. So I swam towards the nearest patch of ground. The school of fish accompanied me on my path. Swimming through this water was almost effortless. My muscles did not strain in the slightest. I soon clambered onto the patch in the most graceful way. I pushed on the soft grass with my hands. My body shot out of the water. I was flying. I flipped in midair, light like a feather, and softly landed on my feet. The patch where I stood had the loveliest flowers, their petals glowing with the soft lights of beautiful colors. I abandoned all the burdens on my chest as I skipped through that little garden of an island. Reaching a flower, I stretched out my hand to touch a purple petal. It was like running your finger over the softest object imaginable, but the real magic came with the scent as I let the flower's aroma drift through my nose. My mind was instantly under the forest's spell. I closed my eyes and felt my entire body aching for sleep. It was the most pleasant sensation. I had never wanted to sleep more. I knew that the slumber would be the most restful I have ever had in my life. And with thoughts of exploring the forests on the water, the realm of colors and lights, I curled up on the grass and slipped into a magical sleep.